Hi, today's topic is one bad deal. The only difference between the haves and the have-nots is one bad deal. It can take your life or part of it. It can take away future opportunities or cause you to try no further or longer. Conversely, one good deal will set you on the road to riches. It does not matter if it's real estate, business, chattels or vehicles. Many years ago, I decided to go to lunch at a popular restaurant for their fisherman's basket, and the restaurant was located on the seafront. There were two other people in the restaurant at the time, and they seemed very despondent and engrossed in heavy discussion. I decided to make myself known to them. It turns out that one was a company secretary and the other a close friend. The company secretary was the CFO of a large transport company, and he had tickled the till and was in dire straits and facing the sack or possible imprisonment. He needed money within 24 hours and he had only two options: sell a large prime mover for 80k worth 160k, or sell his house and lease back. His family did not know his predicament, so I decided to buy the house for cash and let him lease back for 12 months. There was no signboard, no marketing, no inspections. He recovered, purchased another property, and his family were none the wiser. I made the equivalent of 50,000k just because I was hungry for certain food. Property is the safest, most reliable asset in the world. We cannot exist without it. We live on it, we sleep on it, we travel on it, and we work on it. It can't be stolen. And Mark Twain once said, "Buy land now, God is not making any more." Yet, less than 40% own residential and only 7% own commercial property. However, I am now convinced there is a better way to make money fast, and that is business. And it does not matter if it's mining, retail, heavy industry, service industry, or technology. Business can produce far greater cash flows than property, and in far less time. Even retail beats property. Consider this. If you can buy an item for $100 and sell it for $200, you have just made a 100% increase or 50% gross profit. Where can you buy a house for 500,000k and sell it for 1 million in a short space of time? It is generally not possible. There are exceptions to this rule. Many years ago, I purchased a block of land for 53k and I sold it for 310k, but only because the adjoining owner wanted it. Property always benefits with time, but if you can buy now and sell now, you win. It is always better to buy in now markets and sell in now markets because all the facts are known. So it does not matter what the products or services you choose, just be good at it. Now let me introduce you to a diagram that I hope you will never forget. This diagram will protect your future if you follow it. And in order to follow it, you must acquire knowledge. In other words, look and observe before you jump. It does not matter what asset, goods or services you need to acquire. You must know where the market value line is. Hopefully, this diagram will prevent you from making one bad deal. Now, I warn you that this market line moves with market forces. Last week, petrol was $1.29 a litre. This week, it's $1.39. And in the case study above, I could not have assisted that CFO if I did not have immediate knowledge about property prices. So whatever business or industry you decide to pursue, make sure you have sufficient knowledge about the product or service you are going to engage in. Now let's consider the following case study. Many years ago, a large public company leased a large warehouse building in a prominent commercial location to one of its subsidiaries companies for twice the market rental, and created a lease for 10 years with a right of renewal for a further 10 years, and then put the property up for auction with one of the large commercial realtors. An investor purchased the property at auction and paid considerably more than the market value. He then settled and did not receive any rent for 3 months, and the tenant declared themselves bankrupt and vacated the property. I was commissioned to auction off all the contents by public auction, which occurred prior to the bankruptcy notice. I was then approached by the buyer, investor, to release the premises, which could only be done at or around market rental rates, not the inflated rentals on the lease. This investor lost big time. He lacked current market knowledge. Looking at the screen, which business is worth more, A or B? It should be self-evident. However, most are unable to value either because they must know the net profit so that they can manipulate it to a higher figure without any form of evidence whatsoever. But for you who are considering a life change event, the greatest number you should concentrate on is the turnover, who owns it, and the margins turnover creates. Basically, business A is by far the best operator. He can buy product for $1 and he sells it for $2, whereas business B buys product for $1.43 and sells for $2. Therefore, the revenue streams of business A are far superior to business B and much more valuable. And we did all of this without knowing about the net profit. That's amazing. I recommend you learn about markets and values in order to make good deals all the time, or deals that will not harm you from the beginning. That concludes today's presentation. I hope you get your copy of my book soon. Thank you for watching.